Caitlin Clark is the Indiana Fever offense. Look at the wide open look she gets for her teammates. We'll start with her one-on-one game, though. Aaliyah Boston's going to fake like she's going to set a screen and then slip it. That gets the defender getting up and over the top and off balance. Look at that. Fake like you're setting a screen. Now the defender is coming uphill to try and get over the top. Now Caitlin Clark's got the angle to get downhill and into the paint. Once she's got you, look at that, ever so slightly the angle getting downhill into the paint. Once she's got you leaning towards the paint, right back into the step-back three. This is what I'm talking about, the wide open look she gets for her teammates. Anytime she comes off a ball screen, the roll is going to be wide open. Look at this defender can't be in drop coverage. She's got to step up because you can't leave Caitlin Clark open there. So Aaliyah Boston's going to be wide open right here. Perfect pass. Now look at the opening. Aaliyah Boston's wide open downhill. If the defender collapses, it's a numbers advantage. If the defender collapses, then Lexi Hall's wide open in the corner for three. That's all set up by Caitlin Clark drawing two to the ball. This is just Caitlin Clark's ability to play bully ball. If you're not up jamming the screener so that this Connecticut Sun player can get underneath on this at the same time, then Caitlin Clark's got you. Look at that. You go ram right into the screen. So again, now Caitlin Clark's got the angle to get downhill. Now she's just going to keep you off her hip right here. Bully ball, layup. And again, Caitlin Clark is an entire offense onto herself. You can't drop the big and drop coverage. You got to step up on the ball and trap right here. That's going to leave Aaliyah Boston wide open. Now, first of all, she's not able to get that pass over the top, so we'll just go with a no-look behind-the-back pass to get that ball through. Now, Aaliyah Boston's got a full head of steam downhill. You have a numbers advantage. The three-point line's wide open right here. Lexi Hall's also wide open in the corner. You got a cutter wide open right here as well. Now, Aaliyah Boston doesn't make the right read, but look at how open that is for everybody else. The passing ability in transition is just next level. If the defender's ever so slightly jogging back, Caitlin Clark's got her head up the floor, the defender's jogging back. Watch Caitlin Clark perfectly lead this Indiana Fever player. Look at that, right into the paint. You're jogging ever so slightly, perfect pass, and a two-shot foul. Back to her one-on-one game. All she needs is for you to be ever so slightly off balance. Aaliyah Boston's again going to fake like she's going to set a screen and slip it. That gets the defender off balance, trying to get over the top of what she thinks is a screen. So look at that. Caitlin Clark's ever so slightly got the angle. The defender's now coming over to gamble, and then, it just cooks her off the dribble, and then that leads to a wide open three. And the patience here in transition is just unbelievable. Look at Caitlin Clark noticing there's a scrambling defense. All these Connecticut Sun players are just sprinting back to the middle of nowhere. So let's wait to see who's open. You got 5 Connecticut Sun players in the paint right now. So Caitlin Clark waits, finds the open Lexi Hall trailing the play. That's just perfect patience. You just cannot make mistakes defensively against Caitlin Clark. The Connecticut Sun are going to switch this screen, but the defender's switching onto Aaliyah Boston, switches over the top. So look at this. Once you switch over the top, if Caitlin Clark has even slightly the advantage here to make this pass, it's going to get perfectly leading Aaliyah Boston. Look at that defender trying to get a kick ball, but you perfectly lead her into the paint right there. Aaliyah Boston's got it for 2. In transition, everybody on the Fever knows, if I'm sprinting in transition trying to get something easy, Caitlin Clark will find me, especially when she secures this defensive rebound right here. Look at how she secures the defensive rebound. Head is instantly up the floor, looking for advantages. Now look at this perfect pass over the top, perfectly leading to a layup. This is just unbelievable right here. Caitlin Clark's 8 steps from the three-point line, but because this defender's worried about her taking that shot right here, instead of closing out short, ready to slide her feet, she's closing out to contest right here. So now again, she's going to be off balance, not showing her hands, ready to slide her feet. She's up trying to contest this 3. So now again, Caitlin Clark, as she's coming uphill, just a simple rip-through move, and again, now she's got the angle to get downhill. Once she's got you leaning towards the paint, this step-back 3 is going to be there every time for her. Is directly off a made basket. Everything is a fast break with Caitlin Clark right here. Off a made basket. The defender's shushing the crowd as opposed to getting back in a defensive stance ready to slide her feet. So now look at Caitlin Clark. She's got her off balance right here. That's not even close to a defensive stance. It's just simple right here. Get her leaning towards the middle of the floor right here as she's off balance. Then behind the back as she's leaning towards the middle of the floor back the other way for a layup. Caitlin Clark, just an offense onto herself. You can't run drop coverage right here. The big has got to get up and blitz right here. So every time you run a ball screen right here, Aaliyah Boston's going to be wide open with a perfect pocket pass through. Look at that. That collapses the defense right here. Look at the openings. instantly a numbers advantage. Every time you run that pick and roll and they blitz, someone's going to be wide open. First of all, this ball screen is set at half court. Half court. Still, the Connecticut Sun are not going to run drop coverage. They're going to bring the big up and trap right here. So Caitlin Clark, again, the big's a little bit late to trap. So she's going to fake like she's going to turn the corner right here. What does that do? Little in and out dribble. That's got the big leaning towards the sideline. Now Caitlin Clark can just split through this trap right here. Once you split through a trap, it's wide open. It's a 2. These easy opportunities off of makes are, again, the Fever are inbounding the ball right here. Connecticut Sun, ever so slightly, these 3 defenders are taking their time getting back and jogging. Lexi Hall's going to sprint back. Look at it. As soon as Caitlin Clark gets this ball, head up the floor. Always looking for an advantage right here. The Connecticut Sun were jogging back. So again, look at that perfect pass over the top. That's a layup directly off a made basket and inbounding the ball. Connecticut Sun, again, coming up level to the screen. They're not able to drop the big. So Caitlin Clark, first of all, does an amazing job dragging this. As long as Caitlin Clark's attacking downhill, that defender has to stay with her. And it pulls her away from Aaliyah Boston on the roll right here. So look at Caitlin Clark. 2, 3 solid dribbles right here. That has the defender leaning all the way to the 3-point line. Now look when Aaliyah Boston catches this ball. The defender has no chance to get back in the play. Aaliyah Boston's wide open in the paint, and that's just too easy now. This is, again, Caitlin Clark being an offense onto herself. Anytime you run a pick and roll right here, they're not going to be able to drop the big and drop coverage. They're going to have to step up and blitz the ball screen. So Aaliyah Boston's going to be wide open every single time off of this. Look at this. And that instantly creates a numbers advantage. 2 go to the ball. Aaliyah Boston's catching this in the paint. Now she makes the wrong read. This cutter right here is wide open for a layup. But I mean, Aaliyah Boston gets a great look. You just got to finish it. But that's all Caitlin Clark constantly drawing 2 to the ball off the pick and roll. Game tied, 1.5 minutes left. This is just Caitlin Clark's one-on-one ability right here. Again, Aaliyah Boston's going to fake like she's going to set a screen. So Caitlin Clark, watch the defender's eyes right here. The second Caitlin Clark notices the defender right here, look at that, looking and leaning towards the screen right here. The second she catches her looking towards that screen and leaning towards the screen, it's an instant blow by the other way, right to the rim for a layup.